Right, so next, still the feet about shoulder width apart, feet angled out. Imagine you're holding the ball in front of you. What you're going to do here is you're going to need to turn the ball forward. We often do this one. We just do this pretty simple. In the Hunyuan Qigong, it can just be like you're turning. So it doesn't do anything fancy. It's kind of rolling the ball forward. I'll show you from the side. But I'm just going to play with this a little bit and see what we can do. Just turning the chi ball forward. It's said to bring chi or energy to the fingertips. If when I say that to you and give you this suggestion, just notice, does that change the experience at all? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. And then you're going to turn it back. Rolling the other way, like you're rolling the ball back to yourself. Now, here we're going to get a little wild. So just imagine the ball begins to kind of flatten. So it's like a disc. I don't know, like a big pancake in front of you. Which is really, you got a pancake floating in front of you. What are you going to do? You're going to roll it towards you. Just sort of play with it. Now there's a move we sometimes do. This is not from Hunyuan, but it's sort of the same thing. This is what I learned from Michael Wynn. You just kind of begin to open the palm like you're lifting up and gathering back. I'll share from the side. So from this like pancake that we're turning, or this frisbee, you're going to like begin, like imagine you're sitting in water up to the height of the navel, and you're going to lift the water up to about the height of your heart or the upper chest. You're going to bring it back. You're going to pour it down the front line of the body. So you're just pouring it down the front line of the body, like it's like a water wheel. Might slow it down here. Eyes can be open or closed. Pelvis might begin to turn with it. So maybe pick one of your hands, left or right. And as that hand rises, it pulls back, that side of the pelvis turns back, that hip goes back. So like the movements of the hands forward and back, they're going up and down too, but the forward and back, you can let that hip kind of go forward and back with it. Pouring water down from the line of the body. And then you can keep with that if you want, but come back to like turning the pancake, but have the hips turning with it. You're just turning. So like this big flat vertical pancake. You shouldn't usually see vertical pancakes, but you're turning it back. And then let the circles become small. It's like you're turning until the hands are just kind of like facing each other, and you're not quite touching, but you're just kind of circling the hands around each other. And just whether the eyes are open or closed, just begin to be open to the possibility that there's some kind of connection between the hands. Maybe also like you might be open to imagining like the hands are pushing each other away if they get too close, like you're playing with refrigerator magnets and turning them. And sometimes they pull each other in and sometimes they push away. And if you don't have that feeling, just circle the hands. That works too. Get this circle smaller and smaller. And then as the movements of the hands begin to get imperceptible, see if you can imagine that there's still that circling going on, smaller and smaller. Maybe it just becomes like pulsing in the hands. And then just have the hands face each other, eyes either open or closed. Just imagine it's sending a pulse from the right hand across that space to the left, and then back to the right. There may or may not be any movement here. Just imagine you're pulsing, sending from the right hand to the left. And however that goes, just take it lightly. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then begin making small movements in the other direction. So whichever way you were circling the hands before, now you're going to circle them the other way. It's like you're beginning to now turn the hands like you're rolling forward. I'll show you from the side. You can see it a little bit bigger and bigger, like you're still turning that pancake. The hips can begin to move with it. Turning it forward, maybe there's like inertia to it. Forward. And then maybe you're just like moving the hands in circles, right? That's cool, right? But like here, see if you can get this moving a little bit faster and bigger. Sometimes like all the silk reeling we do, like these circular movements, like this whole form Hunyuans, one way of looking at it is almost all, maybe all variations of silk reeling. At least as I sort of playing with it now lately, a lot of it's just about getting these kind of patterns of kinesthetic sensation or experience going. And then as you begin to get it going, you can begin to expand it, so you're coming back to the size of a ball, like you're rolling that ball forward. And here, this doesn't have to be particularly graceful or anything like that. Just begin to get the hands moving in phase with each other. So you're turning the ball forward. Kind of look like a little bit like what are the metal arms and the sides that turn the wheels of an old steam locomotive. At least that's how I would think of it. And so now you're going to begin to turn it. Just imagine you're just making a circle in front of you. I'll show you from the side, like you're beginning to circle up the back line of the body, comes up over the top of the head and down the front. So it's like you're circling an oval. I don't know, you're just moving it up the back and down the front. You begin to follow with the eye and be like coming up. Imagine it's coming up the back line of the body and down the front. This is the kind of practice that's be helpful for beginning to prepare to do microcosmic orbit meditation. But it can be, cool to do in mine at Walmart too. So up the back, and as you go up the back, the hips come forward a little bit. And as you come down the front, you can let the hips go back. It doesn't look all that funky, but no one's going to be watching you. So hips go back, the hands are not going to follow, and you're going to pull up the back, down, up the back. Just kind of trust it's following the fingertips, down the front, up the back, down the front like that. Do a couple more, up the back, down the front. One more, all the way up the back, down the front, and then come back to turning that chi ball, both hands kind of in phase, turn that chi ball, kind of rolling it forward. And then however you get there, just begin to come back to turning the chi ball, rolling it forward again, and rolling that ball. It's all the same, really, at some level, just slight variations on the movements in space and what's being imagined here. And then you're going to roll the chi ball back again. Back to the kind of classic turn the chi ball move of Hunyuan Qigong we play with. And you're just going to let it go and lower the chi 3 times. So feet angled out here, lower down to the head of the navel. 1, all the way up, down to the navel. 2, last one. Hands covering the navel. Eyes closed or gently open. Bring your attention to the points of contact between your hands and the abdomen. We talked about this, I think, before. Maybe, I don't know, who knows how many hundreds and thousands of people are going to watch the video, though. In some Qigong forms, your right side is yang, your left side is yin. Sometimes it's reversed, and sometimes left is yang, right is yin. But in this form, your right side is yang, your left side is yin. And typically, when you place the hands over the navel, if there's a sex or gender difference, women have the yin hand outward. The idea being that being gendered or sexed as a woman, or blurring distinctions people make today as female or as feminine, right? It's all come apart in various ways, of course, but that's yinish, right? So the external yinishness is out, whatever the layers are inside, the yang is in. And for men or males, it's reversed. But in this form, very specifically, women are asked to place the left or the yin hand inward. Men place the right or the yang hand inward, returning to the primordial chaotic source.